Hey guys, welcome to Dan's Rant. Today we're going to talk about how fitness changed my life. You hear about it in the stories and you see them all over the place, but how it truly changed me has redirected the path that I sit on versus where I came from, versus the family that I have. I take care of myself now so that I can be better later. Again, I love my family, but we came from just family that didn't take care of themselves. Fitness wasn't a thing, right? Knowing what macros were, I never heard about, and all this stuff until later, right? I always had working out a little bit in my late 20s and stuff with go with a buddy, go to the gym, that type of thing. But early 20s, it was crap. I partied hard, drinking, drugs, pretty much just going through the motion without any drive or desire. Started the landscaping company, always had that idea that I was meant to do more, but you're stuck in that lull. And it all changed when I found CrossFit, when I finally went and I found something that was super fun, was part of a community, and it was kind of hard. And normally when it was hard, I would kind of tell myself, oh, it's hard, and I'll just stop. I don't want to work that hard, right? Lazy at nature. Honestly, guys, that was me. I was just a lazy kid that didn't want to put that much effort into it. Now as an adult, it's completely opposite. I'm the way I am because I work hard at it. It didn't come easily. I don't come from great genetics and genes. And I got to a point where, in the early stages of marriage, and that I was getting big, and as everyone does, and that, or allows themselves to, right? You get into that lull. Everything's comfortable. And because sometimes people say, well, you've just, you're lucky, Dan. Oh, you got... If I wanted to continue down the road, I would have got fat, guys. Simple as that. It's not because I have good genes. It's because I make better decisions. Because I didn't want to be fat. Because I didn't want to have achy joints. Because I didn't want to have a big belly. Because I didn't want to deal with chronic issues either now or later because of the health lifestyle choices I made. So when I found fitness, it was a big driver. And maybe a driver I didn't even notice or think about then, but the way that I put it together now. It was that thing that pushed me. The thing that gave me something to do. And it was the thing that, well, here we are now as I own a gym and help others. And I wanted to learn it so I can teach it to others. Where I lived, it didn't exist. And I wanted to show others that there was a different way to work out versus your standard way. Because people stop fitness and stop working out because they get bored. So what if we can just make it that you're not getting bored? You're still getting consistency, but it's not boring. It has some excitement. The body's still moving well, right? If we take away the idea that it's just about being big, jacked, and huge, then let's work on functionality. Let's work on moving well. Let's work on having the body that's able to do what it's supposed to do. That is us as humans, it can work with. Right, so when I found it, CrossFit, I got obsessed with it. I built a gym at home. I worked out. I started to introduce my wife Sarah to it. The kids got involved as time went, and it was a whole thing. We'd go into the barn and we'd work out, and we'd do the workouts, and we'd follow, and I would still go to my gym that I actually had to drive an hour to get to, because it was the closest one, but I had to do it so I can learn. It created the change in the way we ate, created the change in how Sarah learned how to cook the food or bake, and changing the ingredients that we were using and the food that we were consuming. Giving my kids the idea that they know what a protein, carb, and fat are. Macros and micro macros, and they understand what being healthy is in a good way. I do what I do so that my future self is better. I could have easily gone on the path of, well, let's be honest, like so many do. Life's got too busy. I don't have time. I'll just eat this shit. We didn't make a plan, so I'll just eat this shit. Look at that. 5 years later, I'm overweight. 5 years later, I'm feeling shitty. Oh, geez. The ripple effect versus, I believe that fitness is the starting point of it all. You take care of yourself, you build confidence. You build confidence, you feel better about yourself. You start being better at your movements or stronger. You start getting victories. Man, I PR'd my deadlift at 200 pounds or 300, 500, whatever your number is. Man, that felt good. It happened because I put work into it. I succeeded because I put work into it. Succeeding is your fuel. Every time we succeed, we feel better. The more that we can succeed, the more we feel better. How do we succeed? We put hard work into it, as I've said so many times. We work hard. And that's where the fitness is just, I drove into it because that was easy for me. Let's just work hard. Let's just continuously do this for a long period of time, and good shit's going to happen. And I sit here now to tell you guys that good shit happens. It just takes time sometimes. And we have to be patient with it. And we have to learn what it is that we like. What kind of fitness, what kind of movement, right? But at the end of the day, it has to be something that I like to say, 3 words of advice. Lift some heavy shit, lose your breath every now and then, and don't eat like an idiot. If it can fall into those categories, you're game. Because if you're not lifting something heavy, you're not stimulating your body and you're missing huge. If you're not hitting some kind of cardio or hit intervals or Metcons to lose your breath a bit, you're losing. And obviously, if you're doing all that work and you're eating like shit, then you're losing. So focus on those 3 principles. Keep them in mind. Makes it kind of an easy way. Fitness is great, guys. Find people you can do it with. Or if it's as much as you're kind of a independent guy or a gal, plug in, listen to something, find a decent program or a coach that you can follow to help you, right? We don't need to try to do this on our own. I have a coach that lays out my program and I just do the work. I don't need to sit and program for myself, and then it allows me to get unbiased programming. I'm not just doing the things that I'd like to do. I'm being forced to focus on the things that I'm not that good at. The things that will challenge me, but then the things that when I do get them, it feels so good. So if fitness isn't part of your life, try to make it. If it is, fucking A. Keep at it. Keep working. Keep making it better. Keep telling your friends and your family, or even just showing them that I'm feeling great and I'm healthy and all this good stuff. Fitness changed my life because I chose to let it change my life. Let it change yours. Find your avenue and go get it, guys. So, let's not forget to make it a fabulous day. Go out there, be kind. Make today a better day than it was yesterday.